is one mean motherfucker that you do not want to mess with.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
As soon as I saw the trailer, I was itching to see this movie, and I love it. I cannot stress how great this picture is, and I would recommend it to everyone and anyone. In 1944, during the Lapland War in northern Finland, Tommy Korpi, a prospector, finds an incredible vein of gold. He digs the gold up and begins heading to the nearest town to deposit his find. While riding south, he crosses paths with a Nazi platoon heading to Norway. The Nazis have employed a scorched earth policy, destroying settlements along the way. The platoon has kidnapped a group of women. Tommy runs into a platoon group who have fallen behind changing a tire. The soldiers discover his gold. Right before they are able to execute him and his dog, Tommy kills them all. The platoon leader, Heldorf, alerted by the gunfire, goes back to check on his men, noticing a gold nugget at the fight site. While escaping, Heldorf and his men, Tommy's horse steps on a landmine that the retreating Nazis buried. He gathers his gold and detonates more mines to cause a distraction to escape. Heldorf and his second-in-command, Wolf, learned that Tommy was once a commando who lost his entire family to the Soviets in the Winter War. Tommy earned the name Koshai, the Immortal, by becoming a one-man death squad. Knowing that Nazi Germany will lose the war, Heldorf is desperate to get Tommy's gold to start a new life. Tommy, wounded and exhausted, hears the platoon approach and sees the dogs tracking his scent. By hanging underneath a platoon truck and puncturing the fuel tank, he covers his scent. When the platoon halts to check the leak, Tommy escapes by diving into a nearby lake. Every time Heldorf sends a soldier to retrieve the gold at the bottom, Tommy slits their throats and inhales the oxygen in their lungs. Tommy reaches the other bank and escapes. Heldorf uses Tommy's dog to track him down and subdues him with a grenade. Tommy is hung and left for dead by a petrol station. To survive, Tommy hooks his wounded leg onto a piece of rebar. Two German pilots stop for fuel. Tommy kills one and captures the other. Heldorf arranges for a plane to take him to safety while the rest of the platoon makes their way north. Tommy forces a captured pilot to crash land in the path of the platoon. Wolf notices the rope the captured pilot was strangled with as the same one he used to hang Tommy. While the platoon continues their journey, Tommy sneaks into the women's truck and arms them. Tommy and the women continue killing the Nazis. Tommy battles Wolf, leaving his fate up to the women. As Heldorf tries to escape via plane, Tommy shoots at the plane, mortally wounding the pilot and using his pickaxe to enter the aircraft. Heldorf and Tommy engage in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Heldorf beats Tommy with a static line which Tommy uses to strap him to a bomb, dropping Heldorf to his death. With the pilot dead, Tommy crash lands into a swamp. The women deliver Wolf and the Nazi tank to the Finnish army while Tommy reunites with his dog and makes his way back to Helsinki. At a bank, he finally speaks, asking the teller for large bills as they are easier to carry than gold. I really do not know where to begin with the praise of this incredible film. Everything from the acting, story, direction, cinematography, genre blending is phenomenal. With a minute budget of 6 million euros, Sisu is able to entertain its audience and tell a ferociously immersive story, proving once again that it is not the budget or grandiosity that makes a movie entertaining or even good, but the story. A lot of action movies, particularly World War II films, try to juggle many film concepts like themes, CGI or practical effects, story, character development, setting, historical accuracy, etc., and end up failing. By writing this simple World War II Western, Jalmari Helander, the writer and director, tells an enthralling story of one man against immeasurable odds, beautifully shooting the wild northern Finnish landscape with incredibly visceral action sequences. Jorma Tommila, who plays Korpi, is in his 60s and is an absolute badass. His acting is superb. With just a look, motion, or his posture, we the audience know exactly what he's thinking and how he feels, proving once again that less is oftentimes more. Korpi does not have any witty remarks, grisly threats, or one-liners in this film. His memorability comes from his actions and his over-the-top ingenuity and resilience. Praise also needs to be given to Axel Henny, who plays Heldorf, and Jack Doolan, who plays Wolf. I would not have guessed that Doolan is English. Henny plays a worthy adversary to Tommila's Korpi. Just like Korpi, Heldorf is relentless in his ambition to get the gold and start a better life for himself. The story is simplicity itself. The same way that the first John Wick was about a man taking revenge for his murdered puppy and stolen car, and Nobody being about a man who wants to live a normal life and kills anyone who tries to take that life away from him, Sisu is about a man fending off Nazis from stealing his gold, and I am absolutely okay with that. But underneath all the explosions and fights and brilliant brutality of this movie, Sisu holds a valuable message at its core: perseverance. Life gets tougher for each one of us as we get older. Instead of avoiding conflict and things that make us uncomfortable, have Sisu. Have that unrelenting grit and toughness in the face of adversity. The final thing that I appreciate about this film is the fact that Sisu proves that cinema outside the US is thriving and can be very entertaining. American theaters are constantly being filled with substandard reboots, shoddy remakes, crappy sequels, stupid prequels, predictable franchise films, and bad movies. I hope that Sisu sparks your curiosity to check out foreign films. The library of cinema is constantly being added to. Films are being released every week in every country. So I ask you, what will you watch? Some lazy movie without an ounce of creativity put into it that is in the same language you speak? Or a movie that moves you as a human being that just so happens to be spoken in another tongue? Thank you for watching.